Welcome to our presentation. We are Team SEMA. Zane, Ira, thank you so much for coming all the way from Diamond Bar. I'm sure traffic was not fun, but you're here and we are really excited to present for you guys. So this is our team. This is Kyle. He was our account executive. I'm Erica. I was the copyright director. Karina was our social media expert. Maritza over there was our research specialist. And Alex was our art director. So just to give people who are not familiar with SEMA some general information, SEMA, which stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association, is a trade association for the automotive industry consisting of a diverse group of manufacturers, distributor retailers, publishing companies, auto restorers, street rod builders, restylers, car clubs, and race teams, and a lot more. So SEMA is a members-only facility where members can go to make, buy, sell, and use all kinds of specialty parts in order to make their cars more appealing. SEMA actually does a lot for their customers and the automotive industry in general. Most importantly, what they do is something really unique. They work really hard with the government in order to protect the consumer's rights in order for them to drive accessorized, customized, and vintage vehicles. So without them, we would probably have a really hard time with the government and letting us do a lot of the things that we do. So SEMA also gives access to the garage where members can take pictures of their products in their photo cave, which we will show you a picture of in a little bit. It's really awesome. But more importantly, the biggest show that SEMA puts on is their annual SEMA show in Las Vegas. This is where members only can view manufacturers' latest products, while buyers, distributors, and members of the press can also come to the show. So some background information on what our project was about. So SEMA has a distinct goal to bring awareness of the Automotive Specialty Parts Association to the public. They accomplished this in 2014 by creating SEMA Ignited. SEMA Ignited is basically the after party to the SEMA show. But it's open to all of the public instead of only members. So our team's job was to create the strategic marketing plan for the 2016 SEMA Ignited event. After doing a lot of research, we all decided that our best tactic would be to target consumers, which we will go over in a little bit. But before we go over that, before we did the research and decided that we wanted to present on the consumer, we actually met with Ira and Zane in Diamond Bar at their headquarters. While we were there, we got an amazing informative tour of their building and the garage with the photo cave, which is what you see right here. What was most important though about our meeting was that because it was in person, we got to really discuss a lot of the direction, expectations, what they wanted from us, questions that we had after the research that we've done. And while we were also there touring the facility, we had a few cameras following us around, some paparazzi. This was because SEMA ran a e-news special on us and the Practical Advantage Communications agency in Cal State Fullerton with us teaming with them. So that's really awesome that Practical Advantage got some recognition from that. Okay, so we did a SWOT analysis for the SEMA Ignited in order to make a more accurate case study for them. Our strengths are Battle of the Builders. Battle of the Builders is a contest broadcasted on Velocity TV that features the industry's best aftermarket cars. At the show, judges go around and pick a winner who they feel has the best car. So it's a strength because it is broadcasted on a really big TV show, or TV channel, excuse me. We also are giving consumers access to the event, so it's not only members, it's anyone. If you guys want to go, you can buy a ticket and go too. And another strength is that there's over 500 different different booths and attractions at this event, so there's always something to see, something new, something that probably a lot of us haven't seen before. Weakness is the location. The location, it's not directly on the Las Vegas Strip, but it is fairly close to it. Competitors are always a weakness. The Apex is another car trade show, which is also held in Vegas. And then also the lack of consumer awareness and public outreach for SEMA Ignited. So obviously, if word doesn't get out, it wouldn't be as strong as a show. Our opportunities is reaching out to young adults between 18 and 28, so that's all of us, to all your friends. And then featuring more than 500 vehicles from the industry-only trade show held during the week. And then also, we created a free VIP experience, which we will go into more detail later through a contest that we created. And then our threats are obviously other shows in Vegas going on during the same time. Who knows, Fergie might be playing and people want to go to Fergie instead. A lack of membership participation, and then the lack of consumer involvement with social media. So those are threats, but with our campaign, we're hoping to avoid those. And now I'm going to turn it over to Alex, who is going over to key audiences.
Thanks, Erica. So one of the most important aspects when building a company is defining who your target market is. For SEMA, we really wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty, be specific about who our demographic and psychographics are. It's a long list, so I'm not going to read word for word, but I'm going to go over a few main points. For demographics, let's be honest, it's men. As much as women like to pretend we're interested in the automotive industry, usually it attracts more male attention. We did 2 age groups because when we met with the SEMA team, they really focused on wanting to reach out to the millennial age, young adults. That's why we came up with our social media campaign. And then we also have the 35 to 55-year-old age range, because those are the consumers who will be at the show, who are employed, making at least $70,000 annual income that can purchase as new products. I did a little bit of research, so I didn't just pull that number out of thin air. It's shown in the book. But as much as demographics is important, psychographics is too. It's important to know, the values, interests, beliefs of, your consumers that are at the show. So we focused on car enthusiasts, people who are really involved in the automotive industry that can bring their family and friends who really aren't familiar with it. SEMA Ignited is open to the public. We also have people that are interested in learning and purchasing the products that are shown in the SEMA Ignited events also. Next, I'm going to talk about the goals and objectives for SEMA Ignited. Like I briefly stated, going over the key audience, we really want SEMA to get a good understanding of who to reach out to. I know you're focused on the 18 and 30-year-old group. That's why we did build the social media campaign and contest for you guys to use, but also the older age group too. The marketing strategy that we came up with is to bring success for the event and the Battle of the Builders competition. And SEMA Ignited isn't as widely known or as popular as the SEMA show, evidence based off of the number of people that went both last year and the year before, and the amount of followers compared to SEMA show and SEMA Ignited accounts. There's a big difference, so Karina will go over that next. But our goal is to expand the brand of SEMA and create brand awareness to as many outlets and as many people as we can. We did have a strict budget of $10,000, hypothetically, because the event hasn't happened yet, and we were able to stay under it. Kyle will go over that later. But next I'm going to hand it off to Karina, who will go over the tactics.
Thank you so much, Alex. So I'm going to be going over the tactics that we use to implement our marketing strategy. So like Alex mentioned before, our campaign heavily relied on social media. We wanted to go ahead and bring a stronger social media presence to the SEMA Ignited show. So because we did see that there was quite a big difference between the SEMA Ignited followers versus the SEMA main page. SEMA main page had over 140,000 followers, where SEMA Ignited only had about 1,400. So big opportunity there. So what we wanted to do was really funnel followers from the SEMA main page over to the SEMA Ignited page, just to create a little bit more attention to the show and hopefully get some show attendees to attend the show. So how we were going to do that is to create content. We can't just expect followers to willingly just go over themselves. So what we wanted to do is create content for SEMA main page to be able to post on their homepage and hopefully try to attract some more followers to the SEMA Ignited page. So what we did is we wanted to go ahead and have SEMA main page post images of past Battle of the Builder contest winners or pictures of past SEMA Ignited shows in order to go ahead and get some of the followers to look at those images, say, hey, I really want to be part of SEMA Ignited, and hopefully get them to follow the SEMA Ignited page. So So go ahead and give you an example of what we decided to do. We really wanted to go ahead and focus on Instagram only because that's mainly where we saw the big difference between SEMA main page and SEMA Ignited. So what we went ahead and did is create 2 contests where we were basing them on Instagram, but they can easily be replicated for future years, either on Facebook or Twitter. But for the purpose of our campaign, we focused mainly on Instagram. So the first contest that we created was the SEMA Ultimate Fan. So what we wanted to do is get current SEMA Ignited fans to invite their friends to also, try to get on the bandwagon and want to go and attend the SEMA Ignited show. So what we wanted to do is have SEMA Ignited and SEMA main page create a contest and put images on their webpage just explaining how to enter the contest. So essentially what would happen is we have an example of 2 posts that we would be doing with SEMA and SEMA Ignited, where we're showing past Battle of the Builder winner and pictures of the SEMA Ignited show. We want the followers to be able to tag 2 of their friends and use the hashtag SEMA Ignited, just because we wanted to get that SEMA Ignited hashtag a little bit stronger, get it trending before the SEMA Ignited show. So once the contestants would post and repost the pictures and tag their friends, we wanted to choose a winner that would kind of win the VIP experience, but essentially they would just get free tickets to the show. So right here I have a closer view of the post that we want SEMA Ignited and SEMA to go ahead and create. Now for phase 2 of our marketing strategy, SEMA wanted us to develop a consumer guide that would help the consumers enhance their experience at the show. So that's where our second contest comes into place. What we wanted to do is create kind of like a postcard / sticker, something that SEMA Ignited attendees would actually want to hang on to and wouldn't just end up on the floor, end up on in the trash. So we created the postcard to essentially be a sticker that you could either place on your notebooks, place on your cars, anywhere that you wanted to place a sticker. And what this postcard would have is the rules for our second contest, which would be a fan favorite. So essentially, at the SEMA Ignited show, there's Battle of the Builders contestants and other people that attend the show. So there's not just Battle of the Builder cars, but other different cars as well. So what we wanted the SEMA Ignited attendees to do is get involved with the show. Check out pictures or check out other cars, post pictures of their favorite vehicle. And that would get the attendees to participate with the show. So a little close-up of what the back of the sticker would say would be welcome to the after party. So we really wanted to focus SEMA Ignited to kind of be like the after party of the SEMA show. So you went to the SEMA show, you had fun, now let's go to the after party. So first things first, we'd want all the show attendees to get connected with us. So follow us on Snapchat, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, either SEMA and SEMA Ignited pages. And we wanted the attendees to scope out their favorite build or favorite vehicle, post a picture of the car on Instagram with the hashtag SEMA Ignited once again, and we'd want them to follow our Instagram page to find out who the winner would be. So not that it would be not that it would take away from the Battle of the Builder winners, but we also wanted other participants or other show attendees to get the chance to have their vehicle kind of win the fan favorite. So because our social media campaign was heavily on social media, we wanted to go ahead and create some geo filters for Snapchat as well. So Snapchat is becoming very, very popular and everyone has a lot of fun with the geo filters. So what we wanted to do is create geo filters that would be available for the Snapchat users around the Las Vegas Strip. So not just the show, but those around the area as well, in hopes of getting their attention or having them kind of be a little bit curious and hopefully would lead to possible show attendees in the future. So here are just some examples of us using our fake geo filters. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Maritza, and she's going to be discussing campaign outcomes.
Okay, so these are expected campaign outcomes because obviously the show wasn't during the semester. But first, we have an increase in followers for the SEMA Ignited page. So like Karina said, funneling some of those followers from the SEMA show page to the SEMA Ignited page would hopefully create an increase. And the second is an increase in attendance. So we noticed that on the SEMA show page, users not only like the pages, but they comment a lot and they tag each other. So we're contest would obviously motivate users to be involved and participate in the contest. And then the Snapchat filter, everyone posts pictures on Snapchat, so posting pictures of the show or whatever they're doing there, and then the geo filter would let people know where they are and make them more interested in it. And next is our timeline. So first we added a few dates for how we worked on the case study. So first we worked on the marketing plan, and then we worked on part 2, which was targeting the consumer. And then down here we added some dates for how we would recommend to use these tactics. So from June to August, we would begin social media funneling. So maybe posting about the SEMA Ignited page on the SEMA Show page to start getting some of those followers. And then from September to November, introduce the social media contest so that participants know ahead of time, like they can participate in this and win tickets or win something for their favorite car at the show. And then begin the creation of the Snapchat filter, because it's not something that can be created like overnight. It kind of takes a few days so that it's ready for the time of the show. And now Kyle's going to talk about limitations.
So for, actually I'll talk about the budget first. That's a lot of information to take in. It sounds like it's going to be pretty expensive, and with the $10,000 budget, we wanted to do as much as we could to give consumers a more authentic experience. And what we came up with was we found that our sticker, a little postcard, which is something that we discussed in our meeting as an important way to connect, that ended up being one of the smaller portions of our budget. For 20,000 stickers, the price came in right around $2,000. Then for our geo filter, it's all done on a location basis. So the fact that you have everyone in a one simple location, and that being Vegas as well, you have so many people there. It's gonna create some sort of a buzz, But the cost of it all is low, because you only have to do it for a certain amount of hours in a certain area, and that came in at $990, which we were all surprised about. And then we decided with the fan favorite contest, you need to crunch the results kind of quickly in order to get it out when they announce the Battle of the Builders winner. So we just allocated $80 for 8 hours of an intern maybe you guys have working there that could go through. That's why we encourage the consumer to use the hashtag, so that it kind of puts everything in a concise location. They can funnel through and get the fan votes in. And then for the banners, we didn't really discuss those. We decided to put 8 banners strategically located entrance, at the biggest, at the most popular areas. And it's basically just another version of the sticker, big in front of people. We thought we'd, kind of beat it into their heads of, this is how you get connected with us, and these are all the cool things that we can, that you can do. So banners came in at $919, and that's 2 5x20s and 6 3x10s. So that left us with a $6,750 budget, and we decided, since we're so heavily focused on social media, that the best way to, basically the only affordable way to allocate the rest of our budget into advertising would be to outreach on social media. So that's where we decided to put the remainder of the budget, or leave it up to you guys in terms of if you wanted to just come in way under budget, And then the limitations, we really didn't find that many limitations. This is all just a really exciting opportunity. The only ones we could think of really was like that none of us have had the opportunity to go to the show yet. So we might have missed a couple things in terms of how it operates, but yeah, we all plan on going to the show in the future. So and then our media budget, if we could, we were thinking along the lines of maybe, in Vegas, you see all the billboards on the way there. Something like that might be a cool idea months before, but you're looking big bucks when you're talking that stuff. And then just choosing the consumers was a little bit less safe of a choice to pick, opposed to the exhibitors and the manufacturers, just because we know less about them. You guys have a relationship built with all the manufacturers already. you deal with the exhibitors year after year. The consumers are a fairly new thing to you guys, so that's why we figured the more you can connect with them, the better understanding you'll have of how the whole thing works as a whole. So yeah, it just choosing the consumers was a little more risky, but I think it paid off in the end. And yeah, so that should close everything out. On behalf of the whole team, you guys were great. We had a blast walking through the garage, seeing all the ways you guys tested cars, and and all the hype behind it. It was really cool, and your guys' great attitudes. Thank you.
Thank you.